Please welcome Dean Mel Santa Maria.
Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Welcome to the Dean Mel Show. I am your host, Dean Mel Santa Maria. Samahan niyo po ako sa isang oras ng solb na kwentuhan. Nakikita po tayo sa Signal Cable Channel 1PH at saka po sa Facebook at YouTube channel 1PH rin po. Alam niyo po, rumagasa lang sa atin ang bagyong si Ulysses. Huwag po tayong tumigil at huwag nating kalimutan na magbigay pa ng mga donation at tulong sa mga taong nasalanta ng bagyong Ulysses. Alam niyo po, sa Pilipinas, ang average na bumibisitang bagyo ay more or less 20. Nung Mayo nga po, nauna na si Ambok, sinundan ni Butchoy, pagkatapos si Igme, pagkatapos ni Igme si Ophel, pagkatapos ni Ophel si Quinta, si Pepito, si Rolly, at katatapos lang po ni Ulysses. At ang ating mga kababayan po, lalong-lalo na sa Region 2, sa Cagayan, sa Tuguegarao, literally po talagang humihingi sila ng tulong sa atin. Huwag po tayong titigil, sama-sama po, both government and private sector na tumulong sa kanila. Dito po, sa TV5 ay meron po kayong mabibigyan. Ayan po, pwede kayong tumulong at ibigay nyo sa Alagang Kapatid Foundation Inc. At ito po ang mga bank account number na kung pwede nyo saang i-deposito. Sa BDO, sa 005310410164. Sa BPI, sa 1443-053332. Sa Citibank, 0757138018. At sa PNB, 5803-3990-0014. Sa Paymaya naman po, pwede rin po kayong mag-deposit doon. Sa Cebuana Luwilier Pawn Shop, ipangalan nyo lang po sa Alagang Kapatid Foundation Inc. Aktibong-aktibo po tayo dito pa sa pagtutulong sapagkat nga po hindi dapat ito tumigil at hindi po titigil ito sa pagtigil ng bagyo. Ang importante rin po ang recovery process nito. Diyan po kasi naglilinis ang mga tao at nagugutom, naghahanap ng pagkain at talaga pong bumababa ang tubig at ang nakikita nila putik, naglilinis po talaga, kaya tulungan pa rin po natin sila kasi hindi sila makapagtrabaho at inaayos po ang kanilang mga tahanan. At meron po dyan mga nasira, kung pwede rin po nating bigyan ng tulong ang mga iyan. Huwag natin pong kakalimutan, tuloy-tuloy pa rin po ang pagbibigay natin ng donasyon o tulong sa ating mga kababayan, lalong-lalo na po dyan sa Region 2 sa Cagayan. Pati na rin po dito sa Metro Manila, sa Marikina po, sa San Mateo. Ayan po, dyan po. At widespread po iyan. Ang laki ng kapinsalaan ng ginawa nito. Talaga pong akala natin ang Ondoy pinakamalakas na. Sabi po nga nila, mahina pa to sa Ondoy. Pero ang resulta, parang mas matindi pa sapagkat po sunod-sunod. Imagine nyo naman po si Ophel, si Quinta, si Pepito, si Rolly, tapos Ulysses. Talaga pong sunod-sunod. Kaya tuloy po ang ating pagbibigay at pagdasal po natin para po sila ay mapunta sa isang panatag na sitwasyon. Okay po. Ngayon po, the show must go on. We will have a great show for you. At ang ating panauhin po ay isang award-winning broadcaster, journalist, at dati kong partner po, original, sa radio show namin na Relasyon. At siyempre po, siya ang hepe po ng TV5 News, ang iniidolo niyong lahat, kundi po si Luchi Cruz-Valdes. Makikilala po natin siya, tatanungin po natin siya kung anong kinakain niya, kung anong ginagawa niya, at kung ano-ano pong mga tanong at alam ko masasagot niya. Whether serious or light. Sandali lang po, maghintay po kayo. Babalik po ang inyong lingkod, si Dean Mel Santa Maria.
Tandaan ang tamang paraan ng paghuhugas at paglilinis ng kamay upang makaiwas sa iba't ibang karamdaman.
Welcome back mga kapatid. Patuloy po ang ating The Dean Mel Show at hindi na po tayo magpapatumpik-tumpik pa ang ating panauhin, Luchi Cruz-Valdes. Hello, Luchi. How are you?
Mel, hi Mel. Grabe, ang tagal na nating hindi nagsasama.
Oo nga.
Pero
Kamusta ka naman sa-
congratulations on your new show.
Well, oo nga.
Galing naman.
Medyo siniswerte lang.
Mel. Explain ba't ganyan ang costume mo?
Well, alam mo naman, dapat ako magbukang profesor kasi kalug ako sa posyon na to Medyo kalog.
Okay. Oo nga naman. Dean pa naman. Yes. Tama. Both time.
Kamusta ka,
Okay.
Luchi? How are you in this pandemic?
Okay, pandemyum parang pandemonium, tama ka. Pwede yun, ha?
Oo.
Pandemic and pandemonium, okay. Okay naman, Mel. You know, tayo, you and I, were very blessed in that, you know, I think by the grace of God, we're really... We can't say that we're really suffering. I'm working from home while I miss, you know, the office and working with people face to face. In general, life's been really a blessing in spite of the pandemic, so I cannot complain. However, when I see what's happening around me, especially in the news, no?
Oo.
Lalo na itong sunod-sunod na bagyo, no? Parang sunod-sunod yung unos, ang bigat nun, mabigat, no? And parang, alam mo yung, buti nga you opened your show with a call for donations because really, sometimes you feel helpless, di ba, na ano ba itong nangyayari? Ano bang gagawin? Kailan bang katapusan nito kahit na may vaccine na, sabi naman ng mga eksperto, baka katapusan pa raw ng susunod na taon.
Naku.
Makarating sa bansa yun at and then it will take a few more months bago ma-vaccinate ang considerable proportion of the population. So parang ayaw mo na lang talaga tingnan masyado yung future kasi madedesperado ka. Ang gagawin mo na lang talaga is to focus on the now and see what you can do and also really count your blessings, di ba?
Alam mo, Lucia, no, that's a good blend, no, ng iyong constitution, demeanor, no. Kasi ang trabaho mo news You read news, you look at news, dinedecide mo ano ang dapat iuna, anong dapat ihuli, lalong-lalo na ngayong bagyo. Sabihin mo nga sa amin yung thought process nun, yung okay, parang ang sakit pero dapat sabihin. How does it go? How would you explain that?
Well, alam mo, Mel, lagi nga tayong pinupuna na bakit daw ang balita laging masama. Unfortunately, ganun talaga ang nature ng balita, no? Kasi kung laging yung maganda lang, para kang propaganda arm ng kung sino man, di ba? The news is really all about stories that can change the lives of people or change the way they think.
Yes.
And kaming mga journalists, ayaw man ng tao o hindi, di ba? Ayaw man ng tao o gusto, rather, kami talaga yung napunta sa position where we kind of like make the decisions as to whether or not stories are worth knowing and disseminating.
Yeah.
So, sa amin yung editorial prerogative na yon.
Oo nga.
And mabigat yon kasi syempre, depende sa kung anong pipiliin namin na storya, diba, yun ang aaksyonan ng mga dapat mag-aksyon. Whether it's the government, or whether it's the private sector, or whether it's the ordinary citizen, diba?
Yeah.
So, yan, sinasala namin yung balita and ang dami niyan, Mel, ang dami-dami niyan sa araw-araw.
Oo.
So, hindi lang ako yon. It really takes an entire news organization, no? Beginning with a reporter out on the field, no? Na nangangalap ng mga storya na sa kanyang pananaw dapat malaman ng mga manonood at ng mga mamamayan, no? So, ire-report nila yan. You know, a reporter on the average turns in about, let's just say, 3 or 4 reports, no? And then yung desk nangangalap pa ng additional reports from all over now that we have social media, di ba? So, ang dami mong sources ng news.
Yes.
So, on the average, you have talaga, what? Maybe 500 or so, no? Na titingnan mo isa-isa. Yung mga desk namin, naka-divide yan into sports, alam mo yun, di ba, entertainment, and then the hard news, crime, and then all of the major departments, including, of course, the palace, di ba, yung the president, and of course now, yung Department of Health, dyan nakatutok, yung mga ganun ba, and then the individual stories that come to you. So, ang dami niyan. So, every day, sala, until you come up with a brief advisory of about, let's just say, 20, 25 stories. Tapos yun na yung talagang lalaliman mo na, kumbaga, ang investigasyon doon.
Alam mo, Luchi, no? And yet, amidst all these things, yung bottom line, yung parati mong sinasabi sa amin sa news, no, yung the opportunity to change the way people think. That's the greatest privilege and opportunity people in the news get, no. And talking about that, Luchi, sa show ng The Dean Mel Show, meron kaming parating dynamite question. Question. Ito, maganda. Ito ang dynamite question para sa'yo. And it involves changing the way people think, no. Do you realize, Luchi, na you were the one who changed the way people think in the second leg of that election debate last May of 2016? Tatandaan mo yon? Everybody was fixated sa iyo and you were just controlling everything. So therefore, sabi ng iba, iyan ang nag-turntable na tayo. Iyan ang pivot sa pag-iisip ng mga tao. That was your greatest opportunity for change. Do you agree?
Not really. I was just a moderator. I wasn't really giving my opinion then. There was a mishap that I had to take responsibility for, and that had to do with the notes, no? That dapat one-page note lang dapat yon, no? Pero ang dala nga nun ni VP Binay ay folders upon folders. So medyo nagkagulo. And so na-hold nga yung start ng debate, and I had to make a public apology for I think that was a 30-minute delay, no? Tagal. And we thought na hindi na matutuloy, but fortunately, at the end of the day, nag-akyatan sa entablado yung mga kandidato, and then the debate began in earnest. So, I don't know how I changed it. I don't think so. I think it's more like President Duterte, who was then candidate Duterte, wala talagang, he was the one who actually, for better or for worse, no, he ruled it. Kasi lumabas yung pagkaano niya, nakakatawa, no? He was making jokes, and I think he disarmed everybody. Nobody planned that, Mel, no? Yeah. And wala akong role doon. Ang role ko lang talaga is to follow the rules, make sure that the candidates follow the time, diba, limits, and yun lang. So, hindi talaga ako yun. It's really the candidates themselves, and I think, and the president has, once upon a time acknowledged that that was his turning point. Siya yun, hindi naman ako yun, no? For some reason,
Ang
yun nga,
humble mo
nag-shine
naman,
sa
ang
world.
humble mo naman.
Wala akong papel doon, Mel. Anong papel ko doon? Hindi ko talaga alam. Wala. I was just a moderator.
Oh.
I did my best as a moderator, and thank you. Some people complimented me, but I wasn't the one who changed the way things were going. Not me. No.
Alam mo, Luchi, you're steeped in news, in now in interviews and meeting people, dealing with people. Ang tanong ko sa iyo, nasusurpresa ka pa ba? I mean, sa mga nangyayari o sa mga almost so suddenly ay ganun ka? May nasusurpresa ka pa ba?
Yes, Mel. Yes, Mel.
Like what, for
Nasusurpresa
example?
pa rin ako.
Like what?
Nasya-shock pa rin ako.
Huh?
Ayoko nang mag-point out ng mga, but for example, I have to admit the president, he makes some really shocking statements, no? Even in his press conferences. I mean, even recently, di ba, nung nag-press con siya at the height of Ulysses, di ba? Yung sabi niya, gusto ko nga lumangoy. I mean, parang nasya-shock pa rin ako that at the height of a typhoon, when everybody's worried about people on the roof, that the president could make, a joke like that. Again, I'm not going to judge that, pero it shocks me because napaka-untraditional, sa 40 years ko na nagre-report, di ba, hindi ko inakalang sasabihin yun ng isang pangulo ng bansa, no? Sa gitna ng isang kalamidad. So, yung mga ganun ba, parang, wow, did he really say that? Mapapagaling. Bottom line, Mel, kaming mga journalists, we're just really ordinary citizens also. The only, sabihin na natin, advantage we have is we're on TV, we get to say what we think, di ba? Pero nagre-react din tayo sa mga pangyayari. Wala namang diferensya between the ordinary citizen or the viewer and us, except that we're on TV, they're not. Yun lang yun.
Alam mo, Luchi, I like what you said. No? Yung sabi mo, I'm not there to judge. No? Talagang, it's the cold neutrality of the facts of the case. These are the facts. These you get it. Di ba? And yung ganong experience na yon, yung coming from the probe and the probe team na sa tingin ko noon kasi para kayong merong advocacy noon, yung meron kayong may pinapahiwatig, and now it's the news, the cold neutrality of facts. Yung transition mo doon, how did you do it? Yung transition mo doon sa from that point of advocacy sa probe and this news.
Mel, ewan ko kung bakit nasabi mo na may advocacy kami. Wala naman kaming advocacy noon sa probe, except that we were the ones who, kung meron kaming advocacy, it was against what we called then envelopmental journalism. Kasi nung araw, and I'm sure to a certain extent hanggang ngayon, may mga journalists na aminin na natin, di ba, na nababayaran, no?
Yes.
And mga storya that make their way to a broadcast or the broadsheets or tabloids na bayad, no? So may mga ganon. And yun lang naman yung advocacy namin sa probe, na hindi kami binayaran para gawin ang storyang to, hindi kami binayaran para interview si ganito. Wala kaming ganon. Apart from that, wala naman kaming mga sinusulong na advocacies, no? Except of course the usual, kung gagawa ka ng storya on logging, papakita mo talaga yung extent ng destruction ng logging, di ba? Kung gagawa ka ng storya tungkol sa corruption in a certain agency, lalaliman mo para malaman mo nga sinong may sala, sinong dapat managot.
Yeah.
And wala namang pagkakaiba yan sa ginagawa namin ngayon sa balita, no? Ang diferensya lang, Mel, in the news, of course, you only have 1 minute, 2 minutes at most to
Yeah.
state the facts,
Yeah.
no?
Yeah.
And so there's only so much investigative work that you can put into a news story. Yun lang ang nami-miss ko, yung what you call the long form, no? Yun lang yun. But other than that, it's the same. It's news is essentially the same. Now, having said that, Mel, I will grant that news today is so different from news as I learned it, no?
Oh, bakit? Bakit?
What do I
Why?
mean by that? I mean, you watch even the major US networks, kampihan na, Mel.
Oh, yeah,
Kampihan na
yeah,
di ba?
yeah. Yes.
CNN, Democrat.
Fox, right.
Fox, Republican. Kampihan talaga, di ba? Hindi pa naman nangyayari yun dito, pero dito, marami ng journalists na stepping out na and expressing their views and their advocacies.
Is that
I
good? Is that
personally
good for you?
haven't done it.
Is that good for you?
You know, okay, ito, sa akin, I don't know, but all I can say, Mel, is I'm not yet comfortable. Yun lang. I have not yet come to the point where I'm comfortable about expressing what I feel about a certain politician or issues na divisive, no? Because why? Because I'm heading a news organization. And if people below me know that this is my stand, I might end up influencing them. And I don't want to do that, Mel. I don't want to do that because at the end of the day, you still need a balance of viewpoints, okay? And you need to listen always to other sides. It's not just two sides eh.
That's
Ang
correct.
dami.
Oo nga.
And gusto kong marinig yun. Pag sinabi ko na ako, etong paniniwala ko, ganito siya, guilty siya, dapat siyang managot, di yung mga reporter ko, tsaka lahat ng mga nasa news organization, yun na, susundin na nila yung lead ko, di ba?
Oo.
Yung gawin yun. Siguro may panahon para paalam ko yan, pero hindi pa ngayon. For now, I'm going to make sure that we hold fast to the tenets of accuracy and balance, and of course, truth. Unfortunately, truth, apart from biblical truth, ang daming versions ng truth, Mel.
Alternative facts.
Ganun lang yan, di ba? Oo. I mean, apart from biblical truth, unfortunately, each one has his own version of the truth on certain issues. And who's to know whether one truth is the real truth and the other one is fake? Who's to tell? Diba? Because at the end of the day, sa akin, opinion lang din yun eh.
Yeah. Yung sa news...
Unless nga mahuli mo in an investigative report, yung mahuli mo at merong mga ganon.
News, you follow up on news. When do you decide to stop? Oh, tama na yan. Hindi na, sobra na yan. That's it, finish na yung news na yan. How do you determine that decision?
Pag nalabas mo na, hindi naman namin ilalabas kung hindi kumpleto ang facts namin, no? Nakuha na namin lahat ng panig, na-explore na namin ang dapat ma-explore. Kung may lumabas man doon sa investigative report na guilty, parang Senado to di ba? Then, sa amin, ayan ito ang sinasabi ng facts. So malalaman ng viewer at because we guide them, papakita namin ng mga dokumentong nakalap, so malalaman na nila na yun. Pero wala naman kami sa poder sabihin, oy, RTC or prosecutor, kasuhan nyo na yan. O DOJ, kasuhan nyo. Hindi na kasi may sarili rin naman silang ganong kilos, yan ang trabaho nila, di ba? Sa amin lang, kami yung magsasabi sa viewer na, ayan yan ang, that's what's obtaining. So, yeah. So you know what to do, who to vote for, what to think, when you're asked. And on election day, you cast your vote according to what you know. And hopefully, we will have helped you reach that decision. Diba? Yun lang naman ang trabaho namin talaga. At the end of the day, it's about
Pero of
informed
course,
decisions.
Luchi, you attains a certain type of high. Di ba? Yung parang the kick of it all. Yung pagbibigay ng news. What's that? What is that kick? That high na na-attain mo basta't, wow, ang galing ha. Parang minsan sinasabi mo, galing ko rin. Nalabas namin yan.
Well, of course, Mel, hindi naman ako magpapatumpik-tumpik. Siyempre gusto namin yung mga exclusive, yung mga kami lang ang nakakuha noon, or kami yung nauna doon, yung mga scoop kung tawagin, di ba? Parang, yung mga ganun ba? Tsaka sa TV, lagi kong sinasabi, all due respect given to our comrades in the print media, no? Sa TV talagang pag nakuha mo yung video, Mel, at pag nakuha mo yung interview, yung tinatawag naming soundbite na kailangan mong makuha, ayun, yun, and that's what gives us a high.
Wow.
Talagang, wow, kompleto pagkado, sinatawag namin, di ba?
Yes.
Yun.
And how many times did it occur to you, yung ganong high sa karanasan mo?
Often enough, but I'm not gonna stop. Every day is an opportunity to get that exclusive or to get that story first. Yun naman talaga trabaho namin din. Pero ngayon, Mel, because of social media, speed is not anymore of the essence for us. Ang nangyayari ngayon, Mel, nagiging fact-checker ang mainstream media, in a way, no? So, pag lumabas mo na sa Facebook, kahit na alam na namin yan, kami, trabaho namin talaga to double-check. So, kahit na nabalitaan na namin, narinig na namin, mas gusto na namin na tama kami kesa naman nauna kami, yung pala mali. Alam mo yun? So, hindi na kami ngayon ruled by speed. Hindi katulad noon. Talagang unahan, di ba? Para puntahan mo yan. Kasi kami lang ang may access. Ngayon, ordinary citizens have access to information and they can upload and they can scoop us out. Kumbaga, they can out-scoop us. That's a word, I guess. Yeah.
Alam mo, Luchi, you have Twitter, you have Facebook. Saan ang direction to nakikita mo? Because there is a tendency to simplify the news by a one-liner, a two-liner, a one-sentence. And that can be very troublesome.
It is.
What do you think about it?
Well, unfortunately, parang now everybody thinks that they can be a journalist, no? Everybody thinks that our job is so easy. Pero sa akin nga, yun nga yung parang feeling ko, ang dali-dali nyo naman mag-post, pero hindi naman namin kayo kilala, hindi naman namin kayo matetrace, pwede namang fake yung name nyo. Kami, pag nagkamali kami, di ba? Ibabash nyo kami forever and ever, markado na kami, di ba? So, mas maingat kami kesa sa kanila. Sa nangyayari, Mel, sobrang magulo. And unfortunately, people also in social media are not as critical as they should be in the way they choose what they read and believe, no?
Yeah.
Ang dali na nilang madala, parang kunyari, ang dami mga photos na pag nakita nila, wow, mamumove sila, tapos i-share pa nila, hindi nila alam na fake naman yung photo na yan. Alam mo yun, kinopya yan from some other news organization abroad. Tapos, alam mo yung mga ganon, wala namang nag-double check. Kasi ang dami talagang trolls na nananadya, ang daming misinformation, ang daming disinformation. And pati kami, di ba, binabash ng mga trolls na yan, saying yan, mga bayaran niya mga yan, yung mga, ganun ang tawag sa amin. So it's really, the bashing is, the vitriol is absolutely shocking.
Alam mo, this is a phenomenon, no?
Out of control, actually, no?
Yes,
and
yes.
I'm really hoping, Mel, that, and I think that we're beginning to get to that point where Kasi ang dami ko na rin mga nakakausap na dati affected sila ng bashing, no? Pero ngayon, sa sobrang dami ng nabash, I think, sabihin na natin, no, 99.9% ng social media users at one point or another nabash na, or naka-receive ng negative comment at nakakasakit yon sa ego, di ba? I mean,
Yes,
aminin na natin
totoo
yun.
yan.
Kahit na sabihin mo na, huwag mo na pansinin yan, wala yan, di mo naman kilala yan. Oh, troll lang yan. Nakakasakit di ba?
Totoo
Pero
yan.
ngayon, feeling ko, pati ako lumarating na sa punto na natututo na tayo na mag-ignore. Ignore. Alam mo yun?
And ang downside niyan, Luchi, baka naman nade-desensitize na masyado ang mga tao rin, di ba? Merong linyang papunta rin doon.
I don't know, Mel, pero feeling ko that's a personal decision. I mean, if you really don't want to be desensitized, that's up to you. That's up to you, di ba? Kasi that's where your critical thinking will come in. You will now choose what you will read. Hindi ka naman biktima sa social media Ba't ka magpapakabiktima? Ang dami mong choices, di ba?
Oo nga.
Pwede ka magpunta sa mga pinapaniwalaan mo. Di ba? It's up to you to choose it. Tapos yung mga iba, limbawa yung comments, huwag mo nang basahin yan. Wala kang mapapala dyan
Totoo yan.
Di ba? Yung mga kaibigan mo at fans mo, thank you very much. They will praise you. Pero huwag ka rin maniwala ron. Kasi pag naniwala ka rin doon, you'll be fooling yourself into thinking ang galing-galing mo. Yung mga kalaban mo naman, ibabash ka. Huwag ka rin maniwala ron. Kasi pag naniwala ka naman doon, madidepress ka. At hindi ka nakikilos. Diba?
Tama ka doon.
You'll be paralyzed You'll be driven in action. At ang dami ng ganyan. Hindi ko na lang i-name. But even in TV5, at some point, some of them actually said, ayoko naman, ano muna ako, sabbatical muna ako sa Facebook. Kasi sakit Para nakaka-depress, Mel.
Totoo yun.
This was like, I think about 4 or 5 years ago, ang dami talagang ganyang reaction. Nung nauso yung mga troll, grabe yun. Kaya nga nagkaroon tayo ng campaign nung election, di ba, na wag troll, di ba? Meron tayo nun, di ba? Troll, wag troll. Kasi nga feeling namin, sa dami ng mga troll, di ba, ang daming kumakagat sa mga troll, ay, yun na nga yung sinasabi mo, either madidesensitize ka or madidepress ka. Ayaw mo nang makihalubilo. You don't want to join the discussion. That's not good. Diba?
Alright.
Either one is not good.
Okay. Magagap muna tayo, Luchi. Mga kapatid, sarap ng usapan namin ni Luchi. Ang sarap pakinig. Sandali lang po. Babalik po kami, mga kapatid. Dali lang. Okay mga kapatid, balik po tayo sa ating programa, The Dean Mel Show. Kausap po natin, syempre, idol ng lahat, ang ating hepe dito sa TV5, si Luchi Cruz-Valdes. Luchi, paling naman ako sa iba, no? Syempre, ang trabaho, ang bigat-bigat, no? Ano naman ang nagpapasaya sa'yo? Anong mga ginagawa mo na, nakaka-relax sa'yo?
Sa panahon ng pandemya,
Oo, ito.
meron akong bagong na-discover na nakaka-relax.
Ano yon?
K-drama.
K-pop, K-drama. Oh.
Hindi. Iba yung K-pop. Ikaw talaga. K-pop, ano yun yung mga Blackpink yun, tsaka BTS yung mga idols, no? Ito, K-drama. Ito yung mga nasa Netflix or sa View, no?
Oo. So,
Oo, naaliw ako.
meron ka na ngayon mga...
Alam mo, Mel, hindi ako mahilig sa mga teleserye, no? Kasi wala naman akong panahon.
Okay.
Wala akong panahon manood. So ngayon, dahil nga pandemic, di ba? So work from home, or actually during the first few months, I wasn't even really working kasi wala sarado lahat, di ba? Not months, but siguro for a month or so, no? So nasa bahay ka lang. So yun, bigla ko nanood ng mga K-drama, na-discover ko siya, tapos na-hook ako. Nakakatawa. Ang
Okay
babaw.
yun ah. Di, meron ka ng alam ng mga Korean words ngayon, yung mga yabaseyo, anyong.
Of course, Kruge. Ang raso. Alam ko na yung kamsahamnida. Anyo nga sa'yo. Sabi mo na.
Kamsamnida. A glimpse in the life of Luchi. Sa dinner, ano pinag-uusapan nyo nila Johan, nila Joseph, nila Joaquin? Ano pinag-uusapan nyo?
Kung ano-ano, alam mo, marami. Kasi feeling ko kasi ang ganda rin this pandemic has really brought us together. Kasi lahat kami ngayon nasa bahay, di ba? Except for Joseph, because Joseph is abroad. Pero yun, ang dami naming opportunity pag kumakain kami, na nagkukwentuhan kami. Tapos ang ginagawa ko na lang, Mel, kasi malalaki na sila adults na rin. Parang kung ano yung topic nila, yun ang sinasakyan ko. Kung hindi ko alam, tatanungin ko. Kasi parang feeling ko, it's a great opportunity for me to catch up on my kids' lives, diba? So nalalaman ko na, ito pala pinagkakaabalahan nitong bunso ko, ito pala pinagkakaabalahan nitong pangalawa ko. Alam mo yon? At nakakatuwa. Tapos kung anong binibring up nila, i-google ko yon afterwards so that I get to know more about it. Para sa susunod na conversation, meron na akong input, diba? Hindi lang yung parang, ganon, really? So, ang ganda ng conversation namin ngayon after, 7 months in quarantine. 7 na ba? Tama, no? 7 or 8, yan.
Tagal na.
Diba?
Si Joseph, alam ko, galing mag-violin nun, musician yon.
Yes.
And what's your favorite? Anong favorite mo kay Joseph? Johann Sebastian Bach, Beethoven? Anong favorite mong song sa kanya? Of course,
there's nothing like Bach. Meron siya yung tinatawag na solo violin na mga preludium.
Wow.
I don't know if you're familiar with, but yung mga solo violins ni Bach, yon. Madami. Pero, siguro lately, actually, alam mo, Mel, pinapatugtog ko siya ng mga pop songs sa violin. Ang babaw. Like yung sa K-drama. Sabi ko, anak, pag-aralan mo nga ito, tapos itugtog mo sa akin. Pinapatulan naman niya ako. Cute.
Si Joaquin is a painter.
Joaquin.
Di ba naka-display pa yung painting niya sa office mo?
Artist. Yes. He's a visual artist, but he took up fine arts. But now he's working with us on URL, sa Usapang Real Life.
Okay.
He composed the theme song.
Wow!
And he's also a composer. So, yung mga anak ko, musikero lahat. Pati yung bunso ko, he plays the bass guitar. So, yun,
si Johan yun.
Si Johan. He's in junior high, iba na kasi ngayon, 11th grade.
11th grade. Wow. Alam mo, wow, ang ganda ng progression ng mga anak mo. Meron bang susunod sa yapak mo? Baka si Johan susunod sa yapak mo?
Wala eh. Ewan ko, wala. Walang na-inspire na mag-TV or mag-journalist. Wala.
Wala. Bakit hindi mo pilitin?
Siguro nakita nila, wala palang masyadong kita rito at saka panay trabaho. Sabi, wag na yan. No, I don't know. Wala.
Well, alam mo, nung pinalabas ko apo dito, si Jim, at saka sila Buboy.
Yes.
Nung kumakanta ka, they're saying, si Luchi, and they were so surprised, no? They were so surprised. Tapos sabi ko sa kanila, Luchi was a member of the New Minstrels before.
So talaga.
Tama ba yun?
Kaya yun. Oo, pero ito yung new minstrels na hindi sumikat. Ewan ko, baka naman sumikat yung mga bandmates ko. Kasi I joined them only for, I think, 2 months or so. Kasi news anchor na rin ako noon, Mel. So, nahirapan ako na ginagabi kami sa performance. Tapos, yung ina-anchor ko na newscast noon, umaga. So, so parang at some point, parang namili na ako na tama na nga, dito na lang ako sa journalist. Hindi ko naman makita sarili ko na umakanta forever. Nabuti na rin because now, Mel, I have a voice disorder, no? And this was a side effect or a byproduct of my long illness. So, buti na rin, di na ako nag-pursue ng singing career.
But your rendition of Pumapatak ang Ulad, ang ganda-ganda. Teka, dito sa likod ko, nandiyan ang Beatles Yan. Ano ang favorite?
I have a favorite song.
Yeah, what's your favorite
Of
song?
course.
Beatles song.
Yung Here, There, and Everywhere.
Oh, beautiful. O, sample
That's
nga,
my
Luchi.
favorite.
Sample nga, sample.
Totoo talaga. Papakanta
Totoo.
mo ko.
Si Martin Andanar, tinanong ko sa kanya, sabi niya, yesterday, sasabihin ko na sa kanya, sample, kumanta na.
Magaling kumanta yun eh.
Sample,
Ito,
Luchi.
okay. Here, making each day of the year, changing my life with a wave of her hand.
Huh?
Nobody can deny that there's something there, running my hands through her hair. Both of us thinking how good it can be. Something like that, no?
Luchi,
Someone is... di ba? Yun na. Tama na.
Luchi, bakit favorite niyo yun? Bakit? Why is that your favorite song? Dahil kanta ng Beatles, Why is that your
Yeah, I
favorite
know,
song?
ang dami. Lito and I love that song. Parang we felt that it spoke to us. It resonated with us. Because that's what marriage is, di ba? Even if you're not physically together, like now Lito is with God. I know that His Spirit lives on in our family, in my kids, and in the memories of our time together. So, yun. So I love that song because it reminds me of our happy times. And yun.
Wow, how beautiful, how beautiful. Galing.
Yeah.
Luchi, dito kasi sa programa, meron rin kaming Dean Mel Challenge.
Sige.
Ito ang Dean Mel Challenge namin, Luchi. Meron kaming kasi sinabi mo kanina, mahilig ka sa Korean teleserye. Okay? Tama
Yes.
ba? At ito,
K-drama, ikaw talaga.
may papakita kami sa iyo at sasabihin mo kung opa or tropa. I don't know what that means. May ipapakita kaming photos ng Korean drama actors. Tapos sasabihin mo lang kung opa sila or tropahin. Okay?
Tropa meaning friend, no?
Yes,
Kasi
friend,
pag opa, boyfriend
Ganun ba yon? Well, okay. Tingnan natin.
Oo.
First
Opa or
picture, please.
Ay, tropa.
Tropa. Sino ba yan? Si
Nahihiya naman ako.
Jun-kyu. Okay.
Power evil.
Tale of Aram, Mood Lovers, Lawless Lawyer, Flower of Evil.
Flower of evil.
Next picture, please.
Oh, yeah. Pinocchio yan
Oy,
Alam
na alam mo?
Yeah.
Alam.
Tropa rin. Tropa.
Tropa. Okay, itong susunod.
Ay, si Song
Joong-ki.
Song Joong-ki.
Alright.
Sa Descendants of the Sun.
Oh, galing.
Ano rin yan? Pwedeng upa yan. Pwedeng upa yan. Kung bata pa ako, ha? I mean,
Kung bata ka. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh,
upa. Okay.
the next picture.
Upa rin yan, upa.
Talaga, sino ba ito? Sino ba ito? Si Kim
Kim
Soo-yoon.
Yes.
It's okay to
Oo,
not
Kim
be okay.
Soo-yoon.
Wow.
Yes, napanood ko rin yan. Lahat yan napanood ko na.
Lahat? Oh my
Wala
God.
naman dyan yung number one crush ko. Ano ba?
Ay, God. Okay,
Ayun talaga,
next one.
Oh,
Uy,
tropa lang.
gwapo yan
Hindi ko masyado type si Iminho.
Oo. And then,
Iminho yan.
the very last one.
Dapat yan eh. Upa! Upa to the max!
Talaga? Wow.
Of course, si Park Seo-joon.
What's wrong with Secretary Kim? Yan, di ba? Yan.
Yes,
O, ito
among
naman.
others.
I don't know if okay sa ito, pero punta tayo sa mga Pinoy actors.
Sige.
Oy, si ano to? Gabi Concepcion.
Ay, oo, upa rin yan, upa.
Opa, wow.
Oo, crush ko yan nung bata ako eh. Kapanahonan natin yan eh.
Talaga? Yes. Next. Oh, sino to?
Tropa na lang.
Ian
Oo,
Veneracion.
tropa. Pero
Alright.
cute din siya.
Next one.
Ay,
si
opa
Piolo
yan.
Pascual.
Oo naman. Opa.
Opa. Well, sana nanonood si Piolo. Iniimbita ko rin siya dito sa show.
Baka Bella. Ako wag na nakakahiya.
Next.
Nabibisto ako. Ay, tropa yan. Friend ko yan eh.
Si Richard Gomez. And the last one.
Tropa rin yan. Oo.
Tropa rin yan.
Yeah.
Alam mo, Luchi, mahilig ka pala sa movies, no? Ang hiling mo pala sa movies.
Oo naman. Kasi sabi nga nila, di ba, ano siya ang tawag doon, imitates life.
What's
Hindi ko alam kung art imitates life or life imitates art. But,
what's
yeah.
what's the all-time movie favorite mo? Yung
All
pinaka-gusto
time?
mo. Yes.
Siguro The Godfather.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bakit?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Violent yun
Well, I know, but it speaks so much of the patriarchal system and a family set up that can actually be so very toxic, but at the same time has undercurrents of family fealty or loyalty. Parang ang ganda nung conflict, 'di ba? Na on the one hand, you love your family, on the other hand, you know that your family is doing something really immoral, 'di ba? So, gusto ko yun. I don't know, Mel, na-intriga ako sa mga motivations ng tao, no? Our, what the things that drive us and how we can be so easily pulled in by sin, and but at the same time how we justify it, by saying, kasi I'm taking care of my family because I love my family, etc., etc. And then secondly, I love that movie kasi it's such a classic. I have watched it many times, and hanggang ngayon, nag-grip pa rin ako nung, it's so, to me, technically competent in every sense of the word. And then the acting, no? Kasi sabi ko nga sa mga anak ko, ito yung movies namin noon. Walang effects eh. Alam mo yun? Walang effects. Halimbawa, Avengers. I love Avengers, of course. But, diba, it's all about heroes that really don't exist and situations that, that are taking place in some other planet. And then technically, it's all about effects, no? That there's very little true acting that's needed for it to be a success.
Yes.
Hindi katulad ng The Godfather, di ba? Walang effects yun eh.
Wala.
So
Natural.
makikinig ka talaga sa dialogue, makikinig ka talaga, you'll be riveted by the story of conflict
Yes.
Diba? Conflict from beginning to end and how to resolve it. To me,
Right.
it's,
How
but
about,
that's life, right?
yes, how about Filipino movies?
Filipino movies.
Oo.
Sa akin, diba? Ang dami ring maganda eh, lalo na ngayon, galing na rin nila eh.
Ito.
Ano ba? Recently, I loved Through Day and Night. Yung mga dati, yung tinimbang ka, ngunit kulang, I like that.
Yes.
Yun.
Oo.
Naku, Mel, ano ba yan? Nasa-challenge ako sa mga tanong
Oo nga,
mo,
kasi
ha?
ngayon ko lang nadidiscover ka, ano pa, favorite book. What's your favorite book?
Oh, the Bible.
The Bible.
I really find that reading the Bible is you never really stop reading it. It doesn't end because every time you read it, you get new insights with every rereading, and yun, it's of course. But apart from that, I like reading. I like reading philosophy books, Mel.
Oh.
So yung 12 Rules of Life ni Jordan Peterson, yon. Gusto ko ng mga, I don't know, I want to know how people think, what the thought processes are, how people thought over the centuries, because it's really philosophical and political thought, and even biblical thought, theological thought, that really drove leaders to decide what to do and to do what they did. And to me, ang lalim nun, kasi malalaman mo kung anong naging motivations nila, yung values, makikita mo rin what values really keep us together or destroy us.
So, the faith is really the center of your life, no? It gives you comfort, no? It's talk about it for a while. How did it help you overcome your various struggles in life?
Oh, Mel, I don't think I would be here. No, there's no question about it. I am where I am by the grace of God. I am who I am by the grace of God. No? Well, when I look back at my life now, Mel, I don't even know how I got here. This is like where I am now is beyond my wildest imagination. But the Lord brought me here, so I know that everything I do, I should do for the Lord. It's really the least you can do. Kasi wala I don't think anyone should credit himself or herself for what she or he has accomplished. Kahit anong gawin mo naman, Mel, pag ayaw ng Panginoon, pag hindi yan ang gusto ng Panginoon, hindi yan ang plano ng Panginoon sa'yo, hindi yan mararating. So, there's no point going against God's will, So, really, the best thing to do is to surrender, because whatever His plan is for you is the best. And I have seen this happen in my life so many times, no? He has also, I'm a walking miracle, Mel. I don't know if I ever got to tell you this. No,
Yes.
In 2018, I spent 3 months in the hospital. I underwent 3 major surgeries and 2 minor ones. I was on dialysis twice a day, for every day for weeks. While I was at the ICU, I was really literally fighting for my life. But it was the Lord who saw me through it. And now, look at me, parang halos walang trace of what I've been through, no?
Totoo yun.
And so, again, it was only by the grace of God. And even the provision was amazing, Mel. I have been so blessed. And I know that it all came from the Lord. So, yes, my faith is now my life. It's what keeps me going. So, yeah.
Wow.
Praise the Lord.
Wow. What a way to end this program today. Thank you very much, Luchi, sa pag-uunlak mo sa amin dito.
Thank you for having me. Thank you
It
for having
was really
me.
a pleasure, an honor, and a joy joy to talk to you again and to get insights from you and learn a lot, simply. So thank you very much.
Thank you for this chance because I missed our banters before in relasyon.
Sa relasyon,
so,
yes.
eto na naman tayo. Ang saya, even if just for an hour. Salamat.
Right.
It's so nice to be talking to you again on air and sharing our thoughts with one another to our viewers.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Luchi.
Thank you. Okay, salamat. God bless you. More
you.
power.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mga kapatid, Luchi Cruz-Valdes, struggles, overcome, but iba talaga kung well-grounded ka and you have somebody to look up to and that, that faith uplifts you always in your life. Talagang panalo. Panalo talaga. What can you say, di ba, mga kapatid? Anyway, bago po tayo mag-e-ending, meron po tayong isa pang segment. At ano yon? Ask ko po kay Dean. Ask ko lang din. Tingnan po natin ang natanggap naming katanungan sa Facebook sa mga mensahe ninyo. Ito po. Can I file a case against someone who I simply find annoying? Ang sagot po dyan, hindi. Dapat yung you simply find annoying ay may sinadyang ginawa para kayo po ay iritahin, galitin, at talagang nilalayon niya. Ang tawag po doon, unjust vexation. Pwede pong pagmultahin, pwede pong kulungin, pwede rin pong multa at kulong. Depende sa kagarabihan ng kanyang ginawa. Yan po ang ating lesson for the day. Hanggang dyan na lang po at tayo po ay magtatapos na. Salamat po sa inyong panonood ng The Dean Mel Show at salamat rin po doon sa mga tumutok sa online. Huwag niyo pong kakalimutan, sa susunod po ulit, Linggo, alas 8, The Dean Mel Show. At tandaan niyo, kami ang boses ng pinagkakaisang Pilipinas.